A hope deferred makes the heart sick. I don't think there is any better verse to describe how I've been feeling today. I try my hardest to be real and honest when I make these videos. And, one of the things I notice is that my sad videos don't always do as well as my happy ones. But I'm going to share this anyway, just in case there's someone out there who needs to hear it. I just turned 35 and I'm a divorcee at a young age. One of the things that's very hard for me to talk about most of the time is how badly I wanted children. When we had difficulties in that area, my ex-spouse didn't really seem to care all that much. And that really did a number on my mental health during the marriage, to the point where I actually had 2 hysterical miscarriages. And what I mean by that is that they weren't miscarriages. I was just having my period. But in my want and desire for a child, I had gotten so sick that I kept believing that I was pregnant. Obviously, now as a single divorced person who is waiting till marriage once again, I haven't had any hysterical pregnancies, but that desire for children is still there. And yet God in all his wisdom called me into youth ministry. And now I'm even involved with VBS and doing shows for the younger children. He has filled my heart with so many kids to love. And I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of them. But there's still that desire for my own children that seems so far out of reach, especially when knowing that I had struggles in that area and I'm getting older. It seems like the clock is just ticking away. And so in my sorrow, I cling to that verse. A hope deferred makes the heart sick. My heart is sick right now. But that verse goes on to say, but when it is fulfilled, it is a tree of life. So I may be in tears today for a child I miss but have never met. But oh boy, will I rejoice when that hope has come to fruition. Now I know that God doesn't promise us marriages or children, but I believe that he gives the desires of our hearts for a reason. And I don't believe my God would give me this deep desire for a child if he was going to forever withhold it from me. So before anybody comments in my comment section and comes at me on that, this is something that I've already brought to the Lord many times. But on that note, I want to address something that really, really upsets me. There's a lot of Christians right now who, whether they're married or planning on getting married, who are healthy and fertile and are making the decision to not have children because of the state of the world. Do you realize that the first command that God gave to people after he created them was to go forth and be fruitful and multiply? Children are a part of God's design. And unless God is calling you to service to him, in which you should stay single and absolutely serve the Lord, there's so much beauty in that. You shouldn't be taking into your own hands and controlling whether or not having children is in your family plan, because that is not up to you to decide. Just like nothing in our life is up to us to decide. It needs to be committed and submitted to Christ. So I want to challenge you to pray to God and ask him if not having children is his plan or your plan. Before you go cutting off body parts and tying tubes. There's a lot of women like me in the church who have issues with fertility, and even more women who are striving right now in their marriages to have children. They want them so desperately. And yet you have perfectly fertile, Jesus-loving people who are taking their lives in their own hands and choosing not to have children. I just want to say to any of my brothers and sisters out there who are struggling with that I am praying for all of us, for a miracle for all of us. I mean, I'm a lot further away than my married friends because I am currently single as a Pringle. But I am so thankful that I serve a faithful God. And I know that when the time is right, He will make it happen. And it'll be probably more beautiful than I could ever even imagine. So if your hope too has been deferred, take heart, because when it is fulfilled, it is a tree of life. And when we're living for Christ, it says that we will be like a tree planted by the water that will continue to flourish, and our table will be surrounded with children. I can't remember where that verse is, but I know that it's in the Psalms, where it talks about that. So take heart, keep looking to Jesus, keep trusting in Him, and be okay with, even if the answer never comes, to serve Him and to be faithful to Him. God bless you all. I hope that this reaches whoever needs to hear it. Have a great night.